All right, guys. So today on our training, we're going to go a little outside of the realm of what we normally do, and we're going to have a discussion about something that is a great avenue, but it also can be a detriment to your just well-being and your business well-being if you don't treat it appropriately and you don't have the correct conversation. So what we're going to go ahead and discuss today is referral agreements and what they are good for, what they are not good for, what opportunities there are, and how we can kind of put them into play. So number one, referral agreements are a great opportunity. And I would strongly suggest that if you're getting new into the business, if you get these phone calls or these emails that have a discussion about how they can create this value for your business, my strong suggestion is that you ask them the very simple question: am I paying for these leads, or am I paying at the end of a closed transaction? Referrals can be a great avenue for business, but I was told a few years back that over the course of 2007 to 2018, there was a dramatic shift in the online presence of leads. In 2007, there was much less in the resource of lead generation sites, so therefore there was a lot less leads. In 2018, there was a lot more lead sites, so therefore there was a lot more leads. But it does not mean that there was a lot more purchasers. So the one caveat and the one concern is that when you're facilitating or working with multiple of these referral organizations, and I found this often, is that you have to be careful, because what happens is one company may refer it and another company may refer it. You may get it from one resource but not get it from the other. You need to be that clear, concise point to make sure that one referral source understands that you don't owe them a referral commission. Also, well document all your communication, because we had a referral company come after us just recently, and we were so well documented in how we processed that referral that we were able to show when the other one came in, we were able to show when theirs came in, and we were able to tell them that no, you are not due a referral, the other company is. So this is something to also keep in mind, that if you have a database, that if a person refers over a lead, should you fight over that lead if they refer it and that's when the person actually commits, even though that person may be in your database? My conscious point says that if they re-stimulated that lead to come back up to front of mind, and they actually got them committed to either listing or purchasing, that yes, you should pay said referral. But if you're in constant communication with this person and they just happen to find your name on a referral site that they might not understand as a referral site, well, then you need to have a conversation with that referral company and make sure they understand this. I might get myself in trouble here, but places like HomeLight is one of the, for instance, points that I'm talking about, because HomeLight actually does advertisements on real estate agents' names to generate referrals. So I may have built up rapport, may have built up conversation with said client. HomeLight distributes an ad that says that I am actually ready and willing to help them purchase or sell a home. Because of my generation over years, and HomeLight generates a lead, do I owe them a referral? It's a debate that you will have to go through, but this is why communication is key. And don't wait for the end of the transaction to have this conversation when you're dealing with referral partners. Now, let's shift a little bit in saying that referral partners are great if dealt with and handled correctly, and make sure that, especially when you're going into lending referral partners, that you're conscious to the fact that if a lender is referring over a transaction, do your best to try and keep up with that lender. But if the lender's not the best case, remember you have a fiduciary to your client as well, and you need to make sure your client's taken care of. Now, understand that that may deteriorate and may eliminate those referral relationships in the future. But remember, always keep your due diligence to your client and make sure that that fiduciary is upkept. Now, I'm going to shift a little bit into the conversation about what you should be doing when you're referring out people as well. So, number one, you need to make sure that you are at the top of mind of all your sphere. Now, that needs to be your social sphere, needs to be your actual friend sphere, and your family sphere as well. Anybody that is in your sphere of influence, whether that be on social media or not, needs to be in touch with the fact that you are in real estate. Now, this is whether they are in your home city or 5,000 miles away in another city. They need to understand that you are in real estate, because you have the opportunity as a real estate agent to go out and present a referral to another party that you can get that transaction moved. Now, is it just a handoff and leave done and hope that a check comes in? No. And I mentioned a referral partner that gave us a referral that tried to fight over commission, and we had documented resources that they had never even told us about the referral over the term of listing, contract, and closing. They didn't reach back out to us till after closing. That is not the way it works, and that was probably our biggest argument backwards, is that because they had never mentioned to it, we didn't know to have to look through and document better our resources. So what I mean by this is if you refer out to a person that is 1,000 or 2,000 miles away, you need to be conscious that that is still your client that you are handing to them. You need to communicate with them. You need to make sure that they're happy, because here's what's going to happen all too often is you may refer it to somebody. You may not have a private or personal relationship with that person, so they might not take greatest care of them. And then that your client that you referred to him goes to somebody else. Well, unless that agreement has been set in stone before the first meeting, you're going to have a difficult time getting a referral out of that new agent. So make sure that you're communicating with both the client and the agent to understand how the process is going, because referrals are a great avenue for income. I met an agent one time at a conference, and she had an unbelievable story. Her entire timeline that she worked through process is she would live on a cruise ship. Now, I'm not sure she does that anymore based on all the cruise issues, but she would get on the cruise ship. She would go on the cruise for a week or two. She'd come off and she would do some heavy business of referral. Now, she was a little bit of a Facebook stalker, but she would go through and find out any life events, any circumstances changing. She had a very good sphere of influence, and then she would communicate with said sphere, have a conversation, get them ready and primed, and then pass them off to referral. The last year that I spoke to her, she closed $378,000 in gross commission income purely off of referrals. She never worked an actual transaction other than just the referral sphere. Now, that does not mean that she did not have constant communication with her clients and constant communication with her referring agents. The point is that it is still a workable business, and you still have to work it. You can't just pass it off and hope and pray that it will happen for you. It just doesn't work that way. Now, the last thing I want to kind of leave with you for this conversation is the documenting of referrals. So it is all too often that when you hand a referral to an agent and you tell them, hey, this is a referral, that will never come to fruition in the respect of a happy agent and a happy relationship between you and said agent, especially when this is in office. You need to make sure that at all times your referral is always documented with written documentation of the client's interest, the client's information, and the percentage that will be receipted. And remember, if they ask for help through a transaction, still document all that detail, because it is all too often easy for an agent that has received a referral to talk them into the self that they earn more than maybe they are getting out of the transaction. And vice versa, the referring agent always believes that they are due more because they gave the client in the first place. This is why putting it on paper and understanding what is going on in the transaction will be a great favor to your end relationship with said agent. And that leaves me with my last point before I let everybody go, is a referral network. So social media has created a great avenue for a good referral network. Getting connected with agents around the country have benefit in multiple reasons. One, they may refer agents to you, or clients to you, excuse me, and vice versa. You may refer clients to them. But having it in multiple, especially metropolitan areas, is really key, especially if you live in a place where there might be a lot of transfers. For instance, in El Paso, Texas, we have a lot of military transfers. So I need to make sure I have an effective referring agent in all the military installations that people from our base, Fort Bliss, go to. Because if I do, then I have a really good relationship and I might build a great rapport with another agent that I can pass agents, and they will hopefully pass agents back to. Guys, I hope this was beneficial, and I just want to make sure that you understand that 99% of this comes down to documentation and making sure that your sphere knows that you're in the real estate business so you can generate referral income. Guys, remember, if you don't put it into action today, it will come back to haunt you later on when it comes to referrals. So guys, have a great day, enjoy, and hopefully this was a little bit of value for you today.